Hey YouTube, it's Amanda and I'm here today to do a review of the Revlon CoorStay foundation. Now the one I purchased is in normal to dry skin and it's number 108 Sand Beige, which I scored because this is a perfect color match for my skin tone. The way I like to test a foundation is I take my wrist and I go on the inner part of my wrist and I try and match it up as close as I can to that. Keeping in mind that the bottle is always different, and if you can open it up and do a little swatch and just test it out and see, that's always a good way to do it. Now, as many of you may know, I'm not a huge liquid foundation wearer. I have had bad experiences with it. It either takes too long to put on, it doesn't last, it cakes up, it makes me too shiny, it makes me too matte. Like, I'm just really have had bad experiences. They just don't usually do it for me. But everyone has been clearly, I'm sure you've heard many things about Revlon CoorStay on YouTube. So I really wanted to try this foundation out. And let me tell you, I have been very pleasantly surprised. I've been using this for about 2 weeks now, pretty much nonstop as my everyday foundation. And I have to tell you, it is perfect. Now, the way I apply it is with this brush, and this is by Crown brush, and it was part of my Encore brush set, but you could probably buy this singly from either Crown or Coastal Scents, and this is the C406, which is a dupe for the MAC 187 brush. So if you can't find this, or if you already own the MAC 187, use this. Now I did try using the paddle foundation brush also with it. This one is very similar to the MAC 190 I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it's like a paddle brush. So for me, this took absolutely forever and it didn't get as even of a coverage. So I prefer your 187 or your C406. I'm pretty sure there's a Sigma dupe of this as well. The way I apply this is I put a dot on the back of my hand, I pick up some product, and I stipple it on my face. Now, I can do this really fast, and I find that I can get a really thin layer when I stipple it, whereas when I use the paddle brush, it cakes up and I get some really thick layers. So your brush is going to make a really big difference with this foundation. I highly recommend a stippling brush for this foundation because it caked up on me a lot when I use this brush. So I just stipple it on my face and I try and wait for I moisturize first. Don't forget that. Moisturize, let it sit about 10 or 15 minutes. I usually moisturize right when I wake up, and then as I'm getting ready, I get dressed and I eat my breakfast and I let my moisturizer sink in, and then I do my foundation. And while I'm waiting for my foundation to set, I do my eyebrows. So I usually wait about 2 minutes, I would say. It doesn't take me that long to do my eyebrows for my foundation to set up. And then I top it with, where did it go? Here it is. I top it with my e.l.f. High Definition Powder. And in my first impressions video, I used this brush and I kind of, put it in my product, and I, brushed it on my face like you would if you were using Kabuki. Now, I found this works a lot better if I press it into my face, do this kind of a motion versus this kind of a motion. Whereas this kind of a motion can disturb your foundation if it's not completely dry. Now, if you let it dry very long time, you won't have this issue. But I like to kind of stipple it like that. And that works really well for me, and I love the e.l.f. High Definition Powder over that. So I find this foundation to last all day on me. I was really concerned that it would be one of those things where if I rubbed too hard with my napkin, it would come off, and I'm not going to reapply my foundation throughout the day. That's completely ridiculous to me. So this does last me all day. I do not touch up my makeup much throughout the day, and this has definitely done its job lasting all day on me. Now, I'm not a particularly sweaty or oily person, so that's something to keep in mind, but mine is the normal to dry skin, so if you do have, if you do sweat or you are oilier, you're going to want to get the oily skin one. This does come in a large variety of colors, so it is going to give you the opportunity to try a lot. Now you can also mix the colors. If you find you're in between two colors, try mixing them. I know that that works really, really well. You can also use color correctors if they're a little off here and there for you as well. So this does mix really, really nicely. Definitely try this out. I believe it's around $13, and for some reason, the one for oily skin is more money, I believe. I don't understand why they're two different prices, so I'm guessing it's whatever's in the product, but that kind of sucks. So I think it's between $12 and $13, somewhere around there, and you get a lot of product. I mean, I've barely gone down to like here. Like, I've hardly used any of this, and I've been using it for over 2 weeks now every single day. So a little does go a very long way, and keep that in mind. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. So what are the negatives to this? The one thing I do not like about it is I don't like the price. I think it's pretty pricey for a drugstore foundation. However, I do think it's worth it, because comparing it to the price of a MAC foundation, it is certainly taking the cake here. So in that aspect, I don't mind the price. Now, the other thing I don't like is the packaging. It has a twist-off lid, and then there's nothing to like stop the product from coming out, so you just have to pour really carefully. If you get too much product, you can kind of scoot it back in. But of course, I mean, that can contaminate your product. So if you share this with anyone, or if you're a makeup artist, you definitely don't want to do that. So keep that in mind. That's the main thing I don't like about this. I wish it had a little, you know, squirt top or something along those lines, because it's hard to control how much you take out, and of course you can't really put back in very easily. So that's also something to consider. Ease factor, it does, you know, you might be able to transfer it into something. This foundation has definitely converted me into liquid foundation. I'm going to continue using this one, and I'm probably going to start purchasing some more liquid foundations and doing reviews. And you guys seem to like the first impressions, so if you guys want me to do that with more products, let me know, because that was a fun video for me to make, even though I didn't look the best. I'd just gotten out of the shower, and yeah. But so yeah, I'm giving Revlon CoorStay an 8 out of 10 as far as ease of application and what I think of it. I will definitely be interested in repurchasing this. I probably want to try out other foundations, but is it repurchase worthy? Yes, ma'am. So that is my review of Revlon CoorStay. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask in the comments. And of course, don't forget to rate and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video, and have a great day. Bye.